everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my finger and brush swatches of the Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. I have a tutorial review-ish video with this eye look in it. I will link it below if it's up. If it's not, I'll link it when it is up. So this is Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. I know I'm late to the party with this, but I don't care. It was $36, I believe, from Ulta. I will link below where you can get it. I believe it's an Ulta exclusive, so it will be Ulta, possibly the Too Faced website. But this is what the packaging looks like, and here are the shades. I stated in my other video that my only complaint, shade selection-wise, is that there is not a good shade to use all over the lid. This shade right here called Spread the Love would be good if it was not shimmery. So, for example, like I have my Too Faced Cat Eyes palette right here. This shade right here, which is called Meow, is a really nice, like, light ivory color, and it's a really good all over the lid shade. So that's really good. So that is my only complaint about this palette. If you are a person that likes cool tones, more neutrals, you may not like this palette because it has a lot of warm tones, a lot of like crease, deep, smoky kind of colors. My look today, I put jelly all over the lid and a combination of peanut butter and Nuts About You in the outer corner and crease. And then on my lower lash line, I did peanut butter cup towards the inner part and jammin' towards the outer. I did Spread the Love on my brow bone and Bananas on the inner corner. So I'm gonna get into my swatches just like with my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. These are the brushes that I'm using. This one is clean, it's just stained. I'm using my Wet n Wild flat shader brush, which is $1, and I'm using my Wet n Wild crease brush, which is $1. I also have a paper towel right here to wipe them off in between so that they are not wet. So into the palette we go. So first shade is Spread the Love, which looks like this. It's a little bit chalky. There's the finger swatch and the brush swatch. Wow. It was like fur or something. Brush swatch right there. It comes off a little bit more orange in the finger swatch, a little bit more pigmented that way. So if you want super pigmentation, I would suggest using your finger. The next shade, I'm going to go in columns. We have Bananas, which is the color I have on my inner corner. This is like a metallic, I guess, banana shade. It has some gold shimmers in it. That's what that looks like. And then brush swatch. This could be a shade that you would want to use wet. I'm not entirely sure. I know the jelly shade I had to use with a little bit of setting spray and my finger because it was very hard to work with. And then we have the first matte shade in the palette. We have Extra Creamy. Okay, I'm going to swatch the matte shades on this hand because this hand forever has glitter on it now. So, Extra Creamy is a matte white. And it looks like that. It's very, very sheer. You could use this as like an all-over kind of color, but it wouldn't have enough pigment for me. There's that one. Has a little bit of chalkiness. So, and then you can blend it out. And then next column we have Peanut Butter, which is another matte shade. It is right here. And in case you're wondering, for me, this palette just smells like cocoa powder. There's no peanut butter smell to this whatsoever. I don't know if it's just mine or if people are just imagining that it smells like peanut butter, but this smells like cocoa to me. So, shade, wrong finger. Okay. The shade Peanut Butter is a matte, I would say almost chocolate brown with a little bit of orange. That's what that one looks like. I'm going to do the darker shades with both brushes so you can see how it works like with a crease brush. So there's the flat brush. And then, whoa! I'm trying to do this video a little bit fast because I don't have that much time left to film. So here we go. So this one does translate pretty well with a fluffy brush. And if you blend it out, they all look pretty much the same. I need baby wipe. Okay. Next shade down is called Peanut Brittle right here. This is like a metallic bronze kind of color. Looks like that. It does come off a little bit chalky when you use your finger. There you go. This one I'm going to do with my flat shader brush. Fallout. Alright, now on to Jelly, which is the only shade that I really have issues with in this palette because it's really pretty with the finger, but then when you actually apply it, it's very lacking in pigment. It's like nothing. So then you go back in, more. There. It's very, I guess, disappointing would be the word. And this is the brush that I used to apply it. You get that much. And yeah. It's the most disappointing shade in the palette. Not very happy with that because it is like the standout shade of this. Because it's like peanut butter and jelly. And this is the jelly shade. On to the next column we have Peanut Butter Cup, which is the one that I have on my inner lower rim. Wrong side. Okay. This one's like a shimmer shade. It's not quite like foiled or anything. There it is right there. And then with my flat brush shade. There you go. There's a little bit of fallout, as you can see. It doesn't come off as metallic with the brush, so you could probably use this wet and it would come off a little bit better. I don't like using my shadows wet because then it gives it hard pan. It gives it like that look of little bumps and ridges and stuff in it. So I don't like wetting my brushes to get my shadow. Next we have Jammin', which is the shade I have on my outer lower lash line. This is a deep purple with like gold shimmers in it. That's what it looks like right there. It's a little bit sheer. It's not hard to work with. It's just not as pigmented as you would expect it to be. So I'm going to show you with the flat brush and the blending brush. There we go. And then blending brush. There. Yeah. Not very well with blending brush. So. And then we have Nuts About You, which is the last shade and the third matte shade. So there are 3 matte shades, 6 shimmers. So if you are a matte shadow person, this may not be for you. That is the reason I did not pick up the Sweet Peach palette. There's more shimmers than I would appreciate. I picked this up for a video and possibly like it. I'm not entirely sure. I think I may actually end up returning it because I'm not the biggest fan of it. This is Nuts About You, which this shade honestly should have been called Peanut Butter to me. It's very like peanut butter-esque. There we go. That one's a little bit disappointing too. And then flat shader. There it is. It's really hard to do this with my left hand. As you can see, they keep going crooked. This shade really likes to apply all of the color right when you first touch and then just be sheer the rest of the way. So shader brush, and here we go. There's lots of powder kick up from this one. So this one does translate a little bit better with a brush, but I don't know, it's another disappointing shade. The jelly one is the most disappointing to me. So all in all, I don't necessarily love this palette. I am going to use it a few more times just to see how I feel, but so far I don't like it. It does have pretty colors, but it's a little bit too warm for me. There's not enough matte shades. There's not an olive shade. And if I have a palette, I want to be able to just use every single color to create any look. I don't want to have to pull in an eyeshadow, which I did have to do today. I had to pull in a L'Oreal single all over my lid. So, so far, not very impressed with this. Some disappointing shades and stuff. So, that is the end of my review. I hope this was helpful for anybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe for more videos, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.